The year is 1939. The world, still recovering from the Great War, teeters on the edge of another, far greater conflict. The Treaty of Versailles, meant to ensure peace, has instead bred resentment and instability. In Germany, a charismatic leader, Adolf Hitler, rises to power, fueled by nationalist fervor and a thirst for revenge. He promises his people prosperity and a return to greatness, preying on their wounded pride. Across Europe, tensions escalate. The shadow of fascism lengthens, casting a pall over the continent. Italy, under Benito Mussolini, has already embraced this aggressive ideology. The League of Nations, formed to prevent another global war, proves powerless to stop the rising tide of aggression. Its pleas for diplomacy fall on deaf ears. The world watches with bated breath, hoping against hope for peace, but the drums of war beat louder with each passing day. The stage is set for a conflict that will engulf the entire globe, leaving an indelible mark on human history. Its consequences will reverberate for generations to come, shaping the world we know today. The roots of World War II ran deep, entangled in the unresolved issues of the past. The Treaty of Versailles, harsh and unforgiving, had humiliated Germany and crippled its economy. The War Guilt Clause, forcing Germany to accept sole responsibility for the Great War, bred resentment and a desire for revenge among its people. Economic depression gripped the world in the 1930s, exacerbating existing tensions. The collapse of the global market led to widespread unemployment, poverty, and social unrest. In this climate of despair, extremist ideologies like fascism and Nazism flourished, promising simple solutions to complex problems. Hitler's rise to power in Germany was a pivotal moment. A master propagandist, he exploited the economic hardship and national humiliation to his advantage. He promised to restore Germany to its former glory, appealing to the people's longing for stability and national pride. His message resonated deeply, particularly among the disillusioned youth. Meanwhile, in the East, Imperial Japan, driven by its own expansionist ambitions, embarked on a campaign of aggression in Asia. The invasion of Manchuria in 1931 marked the beginning of its brutal expansion, setting it on a collision course with the Western powers. The world, preoccupied with its own problems, failed to recognize the growing threat, paving the way for a global conflict of unprecedented scale. On September 1, 1939, the fragile peace shattered. Hitler's armies stormed into Poland, unleashing the full fury of the German war machine. Britain and France, bound by treaty to defend Poland, declared war on Germany 2 days later. World War II had begun. What began as a European conflict quickly escalated into a global conflagration. Country after country was drawn into the vortex of war, their fates intertwined in a struggle for survival. From the frozen battlefields of Russia to the scorching deserts of North Africa, the war raged on, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. The world witnessed horrors never seen before: the systematic extermination of Jews and other minorities in Nazi concentration camps, the indiscriminate bombing of civilian populations, the advent of atomic warfare. The war pushed the boundaries of human cruelty and technological advancement. Yet amidst the death and destruction, stories of courage, resilience, and hope emerged. Ordinary men and women rose to extraordinary heights of bravery, fighting for their countries, their families, and their beliefs. The war, for all its horrors, also revealed the best of humanity, the indomitable spirit that refused to be extinguished even in the darkest of times. This is their story, the story of World War II, a conflict that shaped the world we live in today. The world watched in stunned disbelief as Hitler unleashed his blitzkrieg, a lightning war that swept across Europe with terrifying speed and efficiency. Combining mechanized infantry, tanks and air power, the German war machine crushed everything in its path. Poland, the first victim of this new form of warfare, fell in a matter of weeks. Denmark and Norway succumbed quickly to the Nazi onslaught, their defenses overwhelmed by the sheer ferocity of the German attack. Neutral countries like Belgium and the Netherlands, hoping to avoid the conflict, found themselves caught in the crossfire, their cities and towns reduced to rubble. France, once considered the mightiest army in Europe, crumbled under the weight of the German blitzkrieg. The Maginot Line, a seemingly impregnable series of fortifications along the Franco-German border, proved useless against the Germans' flanking maneuver through the Ardennes forest. The fall of Paris in June 1940 sent shockwaves across the globe. With Western Europe under his control, Hitler turned his gaze towards Britain. The Battle of Britain, a fierce aerial campaign fought in the skies above England, became a turning point in the war. The Royal Air Force, though outnumbered, fought valiantly against the Luftwaffe, denying Hitler the air superiority he needed for a successful invasion. The British spirit, embodied in the defiance of Winston Churchill, remained unbroken. Section 2, the Eastern Front, a clash of titans. In June 1941, Hitler broke his pact with Stalin and unleashed Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union. The largest military operation in history, it opened a brutal new front in the east. The initial German advance was swift and deadly. The Red Army, caught off guard, reeled under the onslaught. Millions of Soviet soldiers were killed or captured. Leningrad was placed under a brutal siege, claiming over 1 million lives. Despite setbacks, the Soviet people refused to surrender. They fought back with ferocity, fueled by love for their homeland. The harsh winter slowed the German advance, allowing Soviet counteroffensives. The Battle of Stalingrad became a turning point on the Eastern Front. The Red Army inflicted a crushing defeat on the German Sixth Army. This marked the beginning of the Soviet advance westward, culminating in the capture of Berlin. Section 3. The turning tides from North Africa to Normandy. While the Eastern Front raged, another theatre of war unfolded in North Africa. The British, seeking to protect their vital supply lines through the Suez Canal, clashed with the German Afrika Korps, commanded by the brilliant Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox. The back-and-forth battles in the scorching deserts of North Africa became a legend, immortalized in books and films. Names like El Alamein and Tobruk resonated with tales of courage, sacrifice, and tactical brilliance on both sides. The tide turned in favor of the Allies with the arrival of American forces in late 1942. Following their victory in North Africa, the Allies launched Operation Husky, the invasion of Sicily, in July 1943. It marked the beginning of the liberation of Italy from Mussolini's fascist regime. However, the Italian campaign proved to be a long and arduous struggle, with the Germans putting up stiff resistance. On June 6, 1944, D-Day arrived. Under the cover of darkness, thousands of Allied troops stormed the beaches of Normandy, France, in the largest amphibious invasion in history. Operation Overlord, as it was codenamed, marked the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. After months of fierce fighting, Paris was liberated in August 1944, and the Allied armies pushed eastward towards Germany. Section 4, the Pacific Theater, Island Hopping and Atomic Fury. The Pacific War was a brutal clash marked by the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, the Battle of Midway, and island hopping campaigns. The war culminated in the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, leading to Japan's surrender on September 2, 1945. Ordinary heroes' tales of courage under fire. World War II wasn't just about grand strategies, it was about countless acts of individual courage, stories of resilience and bravery in the face of overwhelming odds. Charles Upham, a New Zealand sheep farmer, received the Victoria Cross twice. He attacked a German tank in Crete and captured a machine gun post in North Africa. Despite being wounded, he continued to fight until captured. Witold Pilecki volunteered to be captured and sent to Auschwitz. He gathered intelligence and organized resistance among prisoners. These stories remind us that heroism can bloom in the most unexpected places. From Normandy to Burma, ordinary people found the strength to fight back. The price of defiance, resistance, and retribution. While armies clashed on the battlefields, another war was being fought in the shadows, a war of resistance against Nazi occupation. Across Europe, ordinary citizens, fueled by a burning desire for freedom, risked their lives to undermine the Nazi war machine. They formed underground networks, distributed anti-Nazi propaganda, and provided safe havens for escaped prisoners of war and those being hunted by the Gestapo. The French resistance, operating under the noses of the Gestapo, became a symbol of defiance against Nazi tyranny. They sabotaged German supply lines, assisted Allied airmen shot down over France, and played a crucial role in the D-Day landings. But their bravery came at a cost. The Nazis, ruthless in their pursuit of resistance fighters, often retaliated with brutal reprisals, executing hostages and razing entire villages to the ground. In occupied Poland, the Jewish resistance, facing unimaginable horrors, rose up against their oppressors in the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. Armed with whatever weapons they could scavenge, they fought valiantly against the heavily armed Nazis for weeks, becoming a symbol of Jewish resistance against Nazi tyranny. The uprising, though ultimately crushed, served as a powerful reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit could not be broken. The stories of resistance fighters, often untold and unsung, stand as a testament to the courage and resilience of the human spirit. They remind us that even in the darkest of times, the flame of freedom can never be truly extinguished. Love and loss in a time of war. Letters from the front. The personal toll of World War II extended far beyond the battlefields, reaching into homes and tearing at the very fabric of families. Millions of letters, penned in trenches and dugouts, became lifelines between soldiers and their loved ones back home. These letters, filled with longing, fear and hope, offered a poignant glimpse into the emotional landscape of a world at war. For soldiers, facing the horrors of combat, writing letters became a way to cling to their humanity, to remind themselves of the world they were fighting for. They wrote of their longing for home, the simple joys they yearned for, a warm meal, a familiar face, the laughter of children. They wrote of their fears, their nightmares, the ever-present threat of death. On the home front, families clung to these letters like precious treasures, each one a testament to the survival of their loved ones. They wrote back with news of home, offering words of comfort and encouragement, trying to bridge the vast distance that separated them. The letters became a source of strength, a reminder that they were not alone in their struggles. Yet, amidst the longing and hope, there was also the ever-present reality of loss. For many, the letters abruptly stopped coming, replaced by telegrams that brought news of death and shattered dreams. The war left an unfillable void in countless families, a generation marked by the scars of separation and the enduring pain of what could have been. The children of war. Growing up in the shadow of conflict. For children, the war was an inescapable reality, defined by air raid sirens, bomb shelters, and the fear of enemy attacks. Amidst hardship and loss, there was resilience and a determination to rebuild their lives. The Shadow War's espionage and the battle for secrets. Spies operating in a world of aliases and coded messages infiltrated enemy lines, gathering crucial intelligence. Their stories, often untold, offer a glimpse into a world of intrigue, betrayal and sacrifice. Cracking the enigma, the codebreakers of Bletchley Park. Led by Alan Turing, the team at Bletchley Park worked tirelessly to decipher German messages, providing invaluable intelligence. The work done at Bletchley Park shortened the war, saving countless lives. Double agents and deception. The intricate dance of espionage, Operation Fortitude, using double agents and fake radio traffic, misled the Germans about the D-Day landings. The success of this operation highlights the importance of deception in warfare. The spoils of war. The legacy of wartime intelligence. wartime espionage techniques and technologies became the foundation for modern intelligence gathering. These stories remind us of the crucial role played by those who fought in the shadows. The home front, a nation mobilized. On the home front, ordinary citizens played a vital role in supporting the war effort. From factories to shipyards, it was a time of shared sacrifice where communities came together to support the war effort. With millions of men away fighting, women stepped up to fill the void on the home front. The iconic image of Rosie the Riveter symbolized female empowerment and the crucial role women played. Their contributions extended far beyond the factory floor, proving their worth and challenging traditional gender roles. Rationing and resilience, making do with less. Rationing required significant sacrifices, fostering a spirit of community and shared sacrifice. Despite the hardships, it instilled resilience and resourcefulness in those who lived through it. The enduring spirit, music, movies, and the search for solace. Music, movies, and radio offered solace and escape, boosting morale during the war. The arts served as a lifeline, reminding people of the beauty and resilience of the human spirit. A world transformed, the legacy of World War II. The war led to a new world order marked by both progress and peril, and the creation of the United Nations. Technological advancements born out of wartime necessity continue to shape our world today. Section 2. The Echoes of War. Lessons for the present, hope for the future. World War II serves as a reminder of the fragility of peace and the human capacity for both great evil and extraordinary courage. The echoes of this conflict offer valuable lessons for the present and hope for the future. Stories of heroism and sacrifice inspire us today. From Normandy's beaches to Bletchley Park's code breakers, their actions remind us of the enduring strength of the human spirit. The war warns against nationalism and intolerance. The Holocaust reminds us of the consequences of unchecked hatred. As we face modern challenges, the lessons of World War II remain relevant. International cooperation and peace are more crucial than ever. Let us honor the sacrifices of previous generations by striving for a just and peaceful world. Carry forward the torch of hope for a brighter future.